Many believe that crossing the threshold of 80 means surrendering to weakness, frailty, and decline. Yet astonishingly, some people in their 80s defy this narrative, displaying strength, agility, memory, and vitality that seem almost unreal for their age. This video uncovers 8 specific signs that prove you may be aging in reverse, signs that most 80-year-olds have long lost, but a rare few still hold on to. If you recognize yourself in even a few of these abilities, you're not simply growing old, you're rewriting what aging truly means. Stay with us as we explore these powerful indicators that could change the way you view your golden years. Sign 1. You can get up from a chair without using your hands. At first glance, standing up from a chair seems like one of the simplest actions we perform daily. We do it automatically, often without giving it a second thought. But hidden within this seemingly ordinary motion is one of the most powerful indicators of how well, or how poorly, your body is aging. You see, rising from a chair without using your hands requires a delicate interplay of strength, balance, coordination, and core stability. It's not just your leg muscles doing the work. Your hips, glutes, abdominal muscles, lower back, and even your brain's coordination centers all play a crucial role. The ability to effortlessly rise from a seated position reflects a high degree of functional fitness that many people, even decades younger, struggle with. For most people, the decline starts subtly. At first, you might find yourself using the armrests just for balance. Then gradually you begin to push off the seat to help yourself up. Before long, standing up becomes a struggle, a task that requires conscious effort, awkward adjustments, and even fear of falling. What used to be second nature becomes a daily challenge. This loss of ability is not merely inconvenient, it's a red flag. Studies have shown that older adults who lose the capacity to stand up unassisted are at significantly higher risk for falls, fractures, hospitalization, and even premature death. That's because this simple act reflects the broader condition of your musculoskeletal system, your muscles, bones, joints, and nerves all functioning in harmony. Let's take a closer look at why this movement matters so much. When you sit and then rise, your body is essentially executing a miniature squat, one of the most fundamental human movements. Squats engage your quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes, hip flexors, and core. They also require proper joint alignment and balance. Every time you stand, you are testing your ability to coordinate multiple systems at once. Now consider this. Every year after the age of 30, the average adult loses about 1 to 2% of their muscle mass if they are not actively engaging in strength-building activities. By the time you reach 80, that cumulative loss can be devastating, unless you've deliberately maintained your muscle health. This is why so many seniors struggle with basic mobility. When muscle mass shrinks and joint stability weakens, getting up from a chair turns into a serious effort. But for those who can still do it easily, without bracing, without grunting, and without feeling off balance, it's a powerful sign that their body is aging far more gracefully than average. Let me introduce you to Ruth, an 83-year-old woman I met during a senior wellness seminar. Ruth had always lived an active life, but a few years ago she noticed she was beginning to rely on her hands to push herself up from the dining room chair. Recognizing this warning sign, she decided to take action. She began a daily habit of simple strength exercises, bodyweight squats, gentle lunges, and balance drills. Within just a few months, Ruth regained her ability to stand up without using her hands. More importantly, she noticed improvements in other areas of her life. Climbing stairs became easier, carrying groceries felt lighter, and even her confidence while walking in crowded spaces improved. Ruth's story is a testament to how targeted, consistent action can reverse what many believe is simply normal aging. In fact, physical therapists often use the chair rise test as a reliable assessment of an older adult's overall functional health. Being able to stand up from a chair without assistance is strongly correlated with lower mortality rates, fewer hospital admissions, and a higher likelihood of maintaining independence well into advanced years. So how can you preserve or even regain this ability if you've noticed yourself starting to rely on your hands? Strengthen your legs and hips. Bodyweight squats, seated leg lifts, and resistance band exercises are excellent for building strength. Improve your balance. Practice standing on one leg, use balance boards, or do light Tai Chi to train your stabilizing muscles. Engage your core. Simple exercises like seated abdominal contractions or gentle yoga can help fortify the midsection that supports your posture. Stay consistent. Daily movement, even in small amounts, accumulates over time and pays dividends for your mobility. The message is simple but profound. Movement is medicine. The ability to rise from a chair without using your hands is not a gift reserved for the genetically lucky. It's a skill that can be maintained, protected, and even regained through deliberate practice. So, the next time you rise from a chair, take a moment. If you can do it smoothly, without reaching for support, know that your body is sending you a powerful message. You are not just aging, you are aging in reverse. Sign 2. You can walk at a brisk pace without getting winded. When most people think about aging, they often picture a gradual slowing down, smaller steps, cautious movements, and frequent pauses to catch their breath. But walking, particularly walking briskly, holds secrets far more profound than most realize. In fact, how fast you walk may be one of the most accurate predictors of your biological age and your overall vitality. Walking at a brisk pace without getting winded is much more than a sign of good cardio fitness. It reflects the health of multiple interconnected systems in your body, your heart, lungs, muscles, joints, balance centers, and even your brain. If one of these systems begins to falter, your walking speed is usually among the first things to suffer. Let's break it down. Every time you take a brisk step, your cardiovascular system pumps blood efficiently through your arteries and veins, delivering oxygen to every cell. Your lungs expand deeply, allowing fresh air to fuel the bloodstream. Your leg muscles contract rhythmically, your hips glide smoothly, and your brain's motor cortex coordinates each stride in perfect balance. Even your eyesight and reflexes contribute, keeping you upright and aware of your surroundings. This elegant, synchronized system is why brisk walking is so revealing. If even one component weakens, whether it's shortness of breath, joint pain, muscle loss, or balance problems, your walking speed declines. That's why geriatricians sometimes refer to walking speed as the sixth vital sign. Consider this. Researchers at the University of Pittsburgh found that seniors who could walk at 3 miles per hour or faster had significantly lower risks of heart disease, dementia, and early death. In some studies, brisk walkers lived up to 15 years longer than their slower-moving peers. Walking pace is not simply a habit, it is a reflection of how resilient your body still is. Let me tell you about Mr. Harris, an 80-year-old retired teacher. For years he took long walks around his neighborhood, easily keeping pace with younger friends. But over time he noticed that he was slowing down, stopping more often, breathing heavier after short distances. It wasn't sudden. It crept up gradually, so he hardly noticed, until one afternoon his neighbor pointed out that Mr. Harris now needed to pause halfway up their short hill. That moment was his wake-up call. Rather than accept the decline, Mr. Harris committed to a simple daily habit: 20 minutes of brisk walking, focusing on his pace, posture, and breathing. He also added light strength exercises to rebuild muscle support for his joints. Within a few months, his stamina returned. He was able to keep up with his old pace, his breathing stabilized, and his confidence soared. More importantly, his doctor reported measurable improvements in his heart health, blood pressure, and cholesterol levels, all because he simply kept moving. Why does brisk walking have such wide-reaching effects? Because unlike most forms of exercise, it engages nearly every essential system simultaneously. It strengthens your heart, builds endurance, regulates blood sugar, supports bone density, reduces inflammation, and stimulates brain function. The rhythm of walking acts almost like a full-body tune-up. In fact, neurologists have found that people who continue walking briskly into their 70s and 80s often maintain sharper mental clarity. That's because physical activity boosts neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new connections, protect memory, and resist decline. The beauty of brisk walking is that it doesn't require fancy equipment or a gym membership. Just comfortable shoes, a safe path, and a commitment to stay active. Whether it's a walk through your neighborhood, a stroll in the park, or laps around your backyard, Every step you take reinforces your independence. So how can you test yourself? Walk a distance of about 20 to 30 feet at a pace you might use if you were late for an appointment. Do you feel breathless afterward? Do you need to stop halfway? Or can you maintain that steady, purposeful pace with ease? If you can walk briskly without feeling winded, you are not simply maintaining your age, you are aging in reverse. It's important to remember that speed isn't everything. The key is your capacity, your ability to maintain a lively, fluid pace that engages your whole body without overwhelming your system. Walking briskly at 80 doesn't just mean you're active. It means your body is communicating powerfully. I'm still strong, I'm still capable, I'm still alive. Sign 3. You can balance on one foot for at least 10 seconds. It might sound like a simple party trick, something you expect a child to do while playing, but the ability to balance on one foot for at least 10 seconds is a far more powerful health indicator than many people realize, especially as we age into our 70s, 80s, and beyond. Balance isn't just about standing still without wobbling. It's a complex interaction between multiple systems inside your body. Your muscles, your joints, your nervous system, your brain's coordination centers, your inner ear's vestibular system, your eyesight, and even your reflexes. If one part weakens or malfunctions, balance often suffers immediately. As we age, subtle declines in these systems can begin to quietly chip away at our stability. Most people don't even notice until one day, stepping out of the shower or standing up too quickly becomes risky. A stumble here, a slip there, and suddenly the fear of falling starts to creep in. That fear, if left unchecked, can lead to a dangerous cycle. Less movement, weaker muscles, more stiffness, and even greater instability. Why is this important? Because falling remains one of the most dangerous threats to seniors. Statistics show that after age 65, 1 out of every 4 people experiences a fall each year. For many, these falls lead to fractures, hospital stays, and a permanent loss of independence. But here's the good news. Balance, like strength, can be trained and improved at any age. Let me tell you about Martha, 84. She was always active, but after her 80th birthday, she began noticing occasional dizziness and uneasiness while gardening or climbing stairs. Her doctor suggested a simple test. Martha, can you stand on one foot for 10 seconds? She tried and wobbled immediately. That gentle test revealed what words couldn't. Her balance had slipped without her realizing it. Determined not to let this small decline turn into a bigger problem, Martha began balance exercises every morning. At first, she stood near the kitchen counter, lifting one foot off the ground for just a few seconds. She held onto the counter for support when needed. Over time, she challenged herself to let go for longer periods. She also practiced Tai Chi, which is known for its gentle but highly effective impact on balance and coordination. Within a few weeks, Martha could easily stand on one foot for 10, then 20 seconds. Her confidence returned. She moved through her garden without hesitation and climbed stairs without fear. More importantly, she had taken control of her aging process rather than letting it control her. So why is this 10-second test such a strong signal of aging in reverse? Because to hold your balance, your legs need strength, your core needs stability, your joints must be mobile, your nervous system must fire quickly, your inner ear must send accurate signals. Your brain must integrate all this information instantly. When all of these components are functioning well, it is a powerful sign that your entire system, body and brain, are still highly resilient. In fact, several large studies have found that people over 70 who cannot stand on one foot for 10 seconds have a much higher risk of falls, hospitalization, and even mortality within the following years. Conversely, those who maintain this ability are often more independent, mentally sharper, and better able to enjoy life. Testing your own balance doesn't require any fancy equipment. Just stand near a counter or wall for safety, lift one foot a few inches off the floor and start counting. If you can hold your balance for 10 seconds without needing to grab the counter, you are doing something truly remarkable for your age. Balance is more than just not falling. It's a symbol of how well your body still communicates with itself. If you can stand on one foot for 10 seconds or longer, you're not only defying many expectations of aging, you're actively aging backward, maintaining coordination and strength that most people your age have long surrendered. Sign 4. You can get down on the floor and back up without help. At first glance, getting down on the floor and standing back up may seem like a trivial everyday movement until you realize how many seniors quietly avoid it altogether. In fact, your ability to transition from standing to the floor and back again is one of the clearest and most comprehensive indicators of your total body health as you age. Because here it is the truth. This one simple task taps into almost every system in your body. It requires leg strength, core stability, joint flexibility, cardiovascular stamina, balance and coordination, mental focus and confidence. Most importantly, it reflects something much deeper, your ability to remain independent. Many older adults stop sitting on the floor, playing with grandchildren, or even picking something up that rolled under the bed simply because of a creeping fear. What if I can't get back up? And that fear leads to less practice. Less practice leads to muscle loss. Muscle loss leads to weaker joints. Weaker joints lead to more hesitation. It's a slow but dangerous cycle. The truth is, your body doesn't forget how to move. It simply stops being asked to. And as they say, use it or lose it. Let me tell you about James, 85 years old. For years, he had avoided the floor altogether. When his great-grandson asked him to sit and play toy trains on the carpet, James hesitated, offering excuses. But inside, he was afraid. The last time he'd knelt, he'd struggled to get back up, and that memory haunted him. His daughter gently encouraged him. "Dad, you're stronger than you think. Why don't we practice?" They started small, kneeling by the couch where he could use it for support. Each day, James practiced lowering himself slowly, pausing and rising again. Over time, his confidence grew. His joints became looser, his legs stronger and his core more stable. Within 2 months, James could sit on the floor, play with his great-grandson, and stand up without hesitation. The fear that once paralyzed him was gone. Why is this ability so crucial? Because most falls don't happen on perfectly flat surfaces. They happen in unpredictable moments, reaching for something, losing balance unexpectedly, or navigating uneven ground. The better your body is at managing transitions, the safer and more capable you remain. In fact, multiple studies have linked the ability to rise from the floor unassisted to longer life expectancy and lower fall risk. One famous Brazilian study even found that seniors who could sit and stand without using their hands or supports had a dramatically lower mortality rate over the following years. Being able to get up from the floor means your legs still provide power. Your core still stabilizes your spine. Your joints retain flexibility. Your balance remains sharp. Your confidence stays high. If you haven't tried this in a while, give yourself a simple test today. Start near a sturdy couch or chair for safety. Lower yourself carefully onto the floor. Pause for a few seconds, then attempt to rise back up without using your hands. If you can do this smoothly, you're not just surviving, you're thriving. You're defying one of the most challenging aspects of aging. If you can get down on the floor and rise again unassisted, type 4 in the comments. Because this ability means you're aging not with limitation, but with full body resilience. Sign 5. You can carry a full grocery bag without struggling. At first glance, carrying groceries may seem like a routine task, something you don't even think twice about. But for seniors, especially those in their 80s and beyond, the ability to carry a full grocery bag without struggling is a remarkable sign of preserved strength, functional independence, and even longevity. Because carrying a grocery bag isn't just about strong arms. It is a full-body task. It demands grip strength, arm and shoulder stability, core engagement, leg strength and balance, cardiovascular stamina coordination, and mental focus. As we age, sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass, begins to erode our strength, especially in the upper body. Many seniors quietly begin avoiding heavier bags, asking for help, or splitting loads into smaller portions. It often happens so slowly that they barely notice, until one day, even lifting a small bag feels like a chore. The truth is, your ability to lift, carry, and handle moderate weight in daily life is one of the clearest signs of functional aging. It reflects how well your muscles, joints, nerves, and circulatory system still work together. Let me share the story of Walter, 80 years old. For decades, he prided himself on carrying all his groceries from the car to the house in one trip, just like he did in his 40s. But recently he started noticing something. The bags felt heavier, his hands felt weaker, and one day, halfway up the front porch steps, he had to stop and catch his breath. It was a wake-up call. Walter realized that while aging was natural, surrendering to weakness wasn't inevitable. So, he created a simple routine. Squeezing a tennis ball daily to strengthen his grip, light dumbbell exercises to rebuild his arm strength, short stair climbs to rebuild cardiovascular endurance, practicing good posture and balance. Within a few weeks, Walter noticed the difference. The groceries no longer felt like a burden. He could lift, carry, and move about with confidence once again. Why does this matter so much? Because grip strength, in particular, has been shown in numerous studies to be one of the strongest predictors of longevity and health in older adults. Doctors often use grip strength tests because declining grip strength closely correlates with higher risks of falls, frailty, hospitalization, and even early mortality. When your grip is strong enough to carry daily loads, your arm and shoulder muscles are still healthy. Your back and core are stable. Your balance remains steady as you walk. Your cardiovascular system supports sustained effort. Your nervous system coordinates all these actions smoothly. If you've been avoiding carrying heavier items out of fear or fatigue, take small steps like Walter did. Start light, build gradually, and regain your confidence. So here's a simple self-test. Pick up a full grocery bag weighing about 10–15 pounds, around 5 to 7 kilograms. Carry it for at least 20–30 feet without needing to stop. Shift your weight awkwardly or feel out of breath. If you can do this with ease, you are not just aging gracefully, you're re-aging powerfully. If you can still carry a full grocery bag without struggling, type 5 in the comments, because this ability reflects not just muscle, but resilience, independence, and vitality. Sign 6. You can climb a flight of stairs without stopping. At first glance, climbing stairs might seem like a simple everyday activity, something you've done thousands of times throughout your life. But as you grow older, this simple task quietly transforms into one of the most demanding physical challenges for the aging body. The ability to climb a full flight of stairs without stopping is a powerful indicator of your overall health and vitality. It is not just about your legs or lungs. It's a full-body performance involving multiple systems: cardiovascular strength, how efficiently your heart pumps blood; respiratory capacity, how well your lungs oxygenate your blood; muscle power, especially in your legs, glutes, hips, and core; balance and coordination, preventing falls or missteps; mental focus and confidence, knowing you can do it without fear. For many seniors, stairs are the silent enemy. They avoid them, opt for elevators, or take breaks after just a few steps. This avoidance slowly weakens the very muscles and systems that allow independent living. Let me tell you about Irene, 82. After suffering a minor fall 2 years ago, she instinctively began avoiding stairs altogether. Elevators became her lifeline. But during a visit to her daughter's home, she faced an unexpected challenge. The only bathroom was upstairs. Climbing those stairs left her breathless and embarrassed. That moment was her wake-up call. Determined not to lose her independence, Irene began small. She started with just 3 steps at a time, using the railing for support, gradually increased to 5 steps, then a full flight, added breathing exercises to support her stamina, practiced calf raises and step-ups at home to strengthen her legs. Within a few weeks, Irene was no longer fearful of stairs. Not only could she climb a full flight without stopping, but she also regained her confidence and pride. Why does stair climbing matter so much? Because climbing stairs is a perfect snapshot of your body's aging status. Your heart must work hard to supply oxygen-rich blood. Your lungs need to keep pace with the demand for air. Your muscles must generate power and stability. Your brain coordinates balance and movement. Doctors even use stair climbing tests to predict long-term survival rates in seniors. Studies have shown that seniors who can climb stairs smoothly tend to live longer, have fewer hospitalizations, and maintain better quality of life. Try this self-test. Climb a standard flight of stairs, about 10–12 steps. Do not pause. Avoid leaning heavily on the railing. Monitor your breathing and steadiness. If you can complete this test comfortably, you're not just aging gracefully, you're demonstrating powerful resilience. If you can still climb a flight of stairs without stopping, type 6 in the comments. This simple act reflects years of discipline, strong habits, and a determination to keep moving forward. Sign 7. You can remember recent conversations and events clearly. In the journey of aging, one of the greatest fears people often carry is memory loss. We've all heard the stereotypes: forgetting names, misplacing keys, repeating the same stories. But what if I told you that clear memory, even after 80, is not only possible, but a powerful sign that you are aging exceptionally well? Being able to recall recent conversations, daily events, and small details isn't just a pleasant convenience. It reflects the health of your brain, your blood flow, your nervous system, and your mental engagement. When your memory remains sharp, it means your brain circulation is still strong, delivering oxygen and nutrients efficiently. Your neurons are still firing and forming connections. Your nervous system is responsive and intact. You are mentally active, stimulating your mind daily. Let me introduce you to Howard, 84. While many of his peers struggled to remember simple things, Howard remembered birthdays, conversations, even addresses from his youth. His secret? He stayed curious. He read books, played chess, engaged in daily conversations, and always challenged his mind with new information. You see, memory works much like a muscle. If you use it regularly, it stays strong. If you neglect it, it weakens. Mental engagement, reading, writing, learning, socializing, serves as exercise for your brain. The more you stimulate your mind, the stronger your memory pathways become. When you can recall details like what you ate for dinner last night, a conversation you had with a friend last week, the names of your grandchildren or neighbors, these seemingly simple acts are signs that your cognitive health is far above average for your age group. Let's not forget, the brain doesn't deteriorate overnight. It declines when it's neglected. But with proper care, your mental sharpness can remain vibrant for decades. Here's a simple self-check. Can you easily remember recent conversations? Do you recall appointments, dates, or names without struggle? Are you able to follow and participate in complex discussions? If you can say yes to these, you're demonstrating exceptional brain health. If you still clearly remember recent conversations and events, type 7 in the comments. This clarity isn't ordinary. It's a signal that your brain is thriving, your spirit remains curious, and you are aging with grace and strength. Sign 8. You wake up, feeling rested and ready for the day. As we journey through the later decades of life, sleep becomes one of the most underrated indicators of true vitality. Many people assume that sleep inevitably worsens with age. Fragmented rest, waking up multiple times at night, and daytime fatigue become all too common. But what if I told you that waking up refreshed, clear-headed and energized, even after 80, is one of the strongest signs that you are aging not just gracefully, but almost in reverse? Sleep is far more than simply closing your eyes for several hours. It is during sleep that some of the most critical processes for healing, restoration and rejuvenation take place. Your body repairs damaged tissues, your brain clears toxic waste products, your hormones rebalance, and your immune system fortifies its defenses. In short, good sleep is your body's secret weapon against the ravages of time. Let's explore why waking up rested is such a rare and powerful sign of vibrant aging. The healing work of sleep. During deep restorative sleep, specifically during slow wave sleep, your body operates like a highly efficient repair center. Brain detoxification. The glymphatic system flushes out amyloid plaques and other waste products that contribute to cognitive decline and diseases like Alzheimer's. Tissue repair. Muscle fibers regenerate, bones strengthen, and cells replicate to keep your tissues young and strong. Hormonal regulation. Growth hormone, melatonin, and cortisol are balanced, ensuring your metabolism, immune response, and stress levels are properly managed. Immune function. Your immune system recalibrates, building antibodies and fighting off inflammation and potential infections. When sleep quality deteriorates, these vital processes falter. That's why chronic poor sleep accelerates aging. Studies have linked long-term sleep deprivation to heart disease, obesity, diabetes, memory loss, mood disorders, and even shorter lifespan. Ruth's story, a quiet transformation. Consider Ruth, 86 years old. For months, she had been waking up groggy and sluggish, relying on afternoon naps and caffeine just to stay alert. She assumed it was simply normal for her age. But over time, her mood darkened, her memory felt foggy, and even her balance became unsteady. Her doctor ran multiple tests but found no serious illness. The problem? Poor sleep hygiene. With guidance, Ruth made several small but profound changes. She limited screen time in the evenings and avoided television before bed. She established a calming nighttime routine that included warm baths and light stretching. She kept her bedroom cool, dark, and quiet. She ensured exposure to natural sunlight each morning to regulate her circadian rhythm. Within weeks, Ruth noticed a complete transformation. She woke up refreshed, alert, and eager to start her days. Her balance improved, her memory sharpened, and her mood lifted, all thanks to restoring high-quality sleep. Why restful sleep reflects youthful aging. If you're over 80 and still wake up feeling genuinely refreshed, you're defying what most people expect from aging. Here's why. Your circadian rhythm remains strong, helping you fall asleep and wake naturally. Your hormonal balance is well maintained, supporting everything from immune health to metabolism. Your nervous system is calm and regulated, preventing the racing thoughts or anxiety that keep many older adults awake. Your cellular repair processes are intact, meaning your body is successfully recovering each night. Waking up rested isn't about luck. It's the result of lifestyle habits, stress management, physical activity, and sometimes genetics, all working together in harmony. Simple self-check. Do you fall asleep within 20 to 30 minutes of lying down? Do you sleep through most of the night without frequent interruptions? Do you wake up feeling clear-headed and ready to engage with your day? Do you avoid the need for multiple naps to get through your daily routine? If you answered yes, you are among a fortunate few whose bodies continue to recharge efficiently, a rare accomplishment after 80. Aging backward, one night at a time. In our culture, we often underestimate the power of something as simple as sleep. Yet sleep is where your true biological age is often revealed. Those who wake up refreshed in their 80s often exhibit lower risk of cardiovascular disease, sharper cognitive function, stronger immune defenses, better emotional resilience, greater physical strength and mobility. If you still wake up most mornings, feeling rested, centered, and energized, type 8 in the comments. This isn't just a minor benefit. It is one of the clearest signs that you are aging in reverse. Your body is still healing, still adapting, and still thriving while many others are slowing down. Remember, while medications and supplements may help, no pill can replicate what true restorative sleep provides. The ability to wake up refreshed is a daily miracle your body performs, one that keeps you young from the inside out. As we journey through these 8 remarkable signs, one truth becomes clear. Aging is not a sentence, but a spectrum. Some people surrender to decline, while others defy expectations, living proof that strength, balance, memory, and resilience can endure far beyond what most believe possible. You see, aging isn't simply about counting the years, it's about how you choose to live them. Each small action, standing up without support, walking briskly, balancing on one foot, carrying groceries, climbing stairs, recalling conversations, waking up refreshed, reflects not just your physical health, but your mindset, your discipline, your will to keep thriving. Even if you noticed areas where you struggle, remember, awareness is your power. The human body has an astonishing ability to rebuild. Muscles can strengthen, balance can return, sleep can improve, and even memory can sharpen when you continue to nurture your body and mind. If you recognized yourself in any of these signs, take pride. You are proof that 80 is not an end, but another chapter filled with opportunity, growth, and unexpected vitality. Aging in reverse is not magic. It's momentum, built one small habit at a time. Stay active, stay curious, stay kind to yourself, because every sunrise gives you one more chance to live with purpose and defy what aging was once thought to be.